let me hit forward and have you down for 5 minutes with Julio, and you may begin. Thank you.
Hey, I enjoy the film. Thanks so much for talking to me. Can you talk a little bit about the decision, why you wanted to make this film?
Why I wanted to make this film?
Yes.
Um, uh, it's very based on my life, and I went through very similar experiences. Going from a student visa to a work visa, and I don't know, it's just sort of the movie that came out of me at that time, and I feel like uh there was a genuine sense of frustration with bureaucracy, but at the same time a love for life that I really wanted to showcase.
Exactly. I mean, the film works on so many levels, but obviously, deals with issues like immigration, the pursuit of the American dream. Can you sort of talk about all that Alejandro is dealing with in the film?
Yeah, I mean he's caught in a series of catch-22s where he's chief among them. He needs to come up with money to pay for a work visa, but he is only legally allowed to make money when he has that paperwork. So he's just like a little mouse in a maze, and in that maze he sort of discovers himself, and he grows and learns, and it's presented in this very like surrealist, almost like fairy tale like tone.
Exactly. Can you talk about working with Tilda?
It was a dream, an absolute dream. I've been admiring her for forever, and it truly felt no different than working with a friend. I mean, we're friends now, but incredibly kind and unpretentious, and just so happy to make something fun.
She's always so amazing. What would you say that Alejandro learns from Elizabeth?
I think he to try and in his own way find a human within the bureaucracy, and just try to talk things out person to person, as opposed to like person and an entity, or person and company.
Okay. I write for an LGBTQ publication. We seem to be in an era where there's so many out performers, actors, directors working and prospering and free to do the kind of work they want to do. Can you sort of talk about this era right now of being able to work?
Sorry, how do you mean being able to work? Like,
I mean, just it's an era. I mean, it used to be such a stigma to be out. Nowadays, there's so many out performers who are doing great work here and there. Can you sort of talk about being in this generation, this era?
yeah, I mean, it's frankly uh just a privilege that I think so many of us take for granted, right? That don't know that like many years ago, not many years ago, not that many years ago, um, that would have been challenging. I think that my film is very casually queer. It's
Mhm.
very uh like the LGBTQ hashtag wouldn't be the first one in the list of hashtags, right? But and I think that is because audiences are just sort of used are they don't, it's not that big for them to wrap their minds around it, and it just sort of behooves us to keep the door open, and make sure that other kinds of creators who don't have this kind of opportunity because of who they are, that they're not left behind.
You wear a lot of hats in this film, acting, writing, and directing. Do you want to continue doing that in the future? All three?
I do, yeah, especially the definitely the writing, but also the directing. I have really enjoyed it.
Great. So what are you working on next?
I am in post-production for, I don't even know what to call it. It's like an HBO special or sketch
Okay.
something. Uh um and it's gonna come out at some point this year. And then I don't know, just take some time and figure out what the next thing's gonna be.
Okay, great. Well, it was nice talking to you, Julio. I enjoyed the film. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, everybody.